children's book festival.
A tiny voice suddenly pierced the afternoon chatter. He's coming! The children dropped their school bags and ran. Shoes came off their owners' feet. Bags and slide and swings were abandoned, and games were put to an end. School bags and lunch bags were flung everywhere. Some ran all the way home and hid under their beds, shivering. Dogs on the road forgot to bark and ran with their tails between their legs. Soon the streets and parks were emptied of school children. The source of all the trouble soon got to the playground, stamping his feet noisily and looking scruffy and dirty. It was Bantu, the big bad bully, leader of the bully gang, afraid of no one. Big B was not nice to others. He tore pages out of other people's books and hid sandals for fun. He grabbed lunch bags that weren't his and ate whatever he found inside. Usually, he would roar in laughter when the owner burst into tears. Even animals were not left out in these acts of bullying. He was so terrible that no one seemed to be able to handle him. After Bantu left, the children came out of their hiding places and back into the park. Is it safe? Chichi asked. I think so, Bade replied. Little Bade was crying profusely. He had seen Bantu from where they were hiding, unwrapping his sweet and licking it. We can't keep running and hiding. This must stop. We had to do something, Ada screamed. Yes! We should not be scared to walk on the streets or play outside, Bala added angrily. We will all go to him. We will beg him to stop, Christy said softly. What if he beats us? Ejike whispered. Well, I'm not scared, Bade declared. I'm going to write Bantu a letter and ask him to stop frightening us. All the children were surprised. They looked at Bade. He was the smallest among them. Don't worry, I'll give him myself. All the children laughed at him. Bade was the smallest of them all. That very day, when Bade got home, he asked his auntie to spell big words like frightening. Dear Bantu, my name is Bade. We are in the same class. Please stop frightening us. Ayi and Ada are very upset about their books that you tore, and Bala cannot find the left leg of his sandals. We want to be friends with you. Friends do not hurt each other. Best wishes, Bade. Bade inserted the letter in an envelope and wrote the words Bantu on it. He set towards the end of the community where Bantu lived. His house was on a lonely street, right in the middle of a forest. The forest was full of trees and something else. Word soon spread that Bade was to deliver a friendly letter to the house on BU Street. Don't go, the teachers warned. Don't go, his friends cried. Bade was determined. He passed the Malam's mini mart, he passed the school, he kept going till his friends were far behind. Bantu's house was beside a forest. The forest was very dark. A little stream sparkled like little stars in the dark. The trees looked like scary masquerades, and their branches were like long whips. The insects sang. Whoosh, whoosh, the trees bent. Twigs on the floor broke. Crack, crack. He began to feel scared. He wanted to go back, but he didn't. He followed the twisted path that led to Bantu's house. He walked until, at last, he reached Bantu's old brown hut. The roof and walls were full of holes. The garden was overgrown with weeds and grasses. A widow Window was hanging loose on the frame of the hut. It looked like a house nobody was living in. Bade raised his hand and knocked. Bade knocked on the wooden door of the hut. Knock, knock. Nobody answered. Knock, knock. He knocked a little louder. Knock, knock. Still, nobody came. Finally, he heard footsteps. They were loud and heavy. Bantu was home. Suddenly, the door swung open. What do you want? Bantu asked rudely. I have brought you a letter, Bade stammered. Letter from who? Asked Bantu. My friends and I, Bade answered. Bantu snatched the letter and went back in, slamming the door behind him. Bade stood there for some time. He hoped Bantu would read it and come back with a reply. Suddenly he heard, woof, woof, woof. He heard a dog bark. The end. So, what do you think happened to Bade? If you want to answer, raise up your hand.
Bade was not afraid. Bade was bold, and he went to battle. Bade was bold. He was not afraid.
Who else wants to talk about what happened to Bade?
Bade picked up courage to talk to the giant.
He was courageous to go to the big bad bully Bantu's house.
He was not scared.
She was very brave, and she had the courage to go and meet Bantu in his house.
So another question. If you were in this book, what would you do to Bantu?
I would tell him that he should stop bullying people and he should stop looking for people's trouble.
I'm going to put him in prayer and also advise him.
I will pray for him daily.
I would caution him and speak sense into him.
I will talk to him like a friend.
Those were all good questions.
If I were in the book, I would tell Bantu that he should stop his bad ways, that other people don't like it, that would they like it if somebody else does it to him.
If I was in the book, I'll be brave the way Bantu do and give him the letter.
All right. I'd like to have.
Okay, thank you. That's the end of. You want to talk?
I'll tell him not to be troublesome.
Thank you. That was all nice, good questions. So that's the end of Bantu, the big bad bully.